Nicky grew up on a farm in the countryside. His parents were farmers. They had never been to school.
This is for you, Nicky.
Yes, thank you.
Nicky, we'd like you to go to the best school in the country.
Huh? But won't that be expensive?
Don't worry about anything, son. Just do your best.
And so, Nicky went to the best school, while his mother and father worked very hard to pay the school fees. After some months, Nicky returned to the farm for the holidays.
Mother and Father, these are my best friends.
Hello, sons.
Welcome to our farm.
Nicky's parents welcomed his friends warmly. One day, one of the friends showed Nicky's parents a book. When the boys heard that Nicky's parents couldn't read and write, they began laughing.
Did you hear that? Nicky's parents can't read and write. They haven't been to school.
Huh?
Nicky felt very embarrassed.
Why did you tell my friends that you didn't know how to read and write? Everyone will laugh at me.
Nicky's parents felt very hurt, but they didn't say a word. A few days later, Nicky fell ill. He had to stay home for a long time.
I must ask my friends to visit me. I'll feel much better when they come.
Nicky waited for his friends, but they didn't come to see him.
Huh.
Nicky was disappointed, but his parents took very good care of him. They gave him healthy food, spent all their time with him. When Nicky found out how much trouble his parents had taken, he asked for forgiveness.
I'm so sorry, Mother.
Don't worry, son. Just get better soon.
We'll always be there for you. When Nicky went back to school, he studied very hard. He became a doctor. He bought a big house and invited his parents to stay with him. And whenever he met anyone, he always told them to love their parents. The two farmers and the donkey. Farmer Fred had a donkey on his farm. The donkey was very helpful. He used to carry heavy loads for Farmer Fred. One day, Farmer Fred's brother came to the farm. His name was Farmer Ted.
Brother, I've grown some carrots on my farm. I want to take them to the market, but they are too heavy for me to carry. Can I borrow your donkey? Yes, brother, please do. I'll come along with you to the market.
And the two brothers left for the market. It was a very hot day, and soon the two brothers began to feel very hot. The donkey felt very hot too.
It's very hot today, and we've walked for a long while. Let's find a tree and rest in its shade. Yes, brother.
The two brothers looked around.
There isn't any tree here, but I have an idea. We'll sit in the donkey's shadow. That will keep us cool. Good idea, brother.
But the donkey's shadow wasn't big enough for both the brothers.
There's only a place for one of us in the donkey's shadow, so I'll sit there. I'm really tired. I'm tired too. And don't forget, the donkey belongs to me. But brother, you've lent the donkey to me for the journey, so the donkey is mine right now.
The two brothers began to squabble. They were both feeling very hot. Neither of them cared about what the donkey was feeling. Both these brothers are very selfish. They both want to sit in my shadow, but none of them care about me. Hey, there are some juicy carrots on my back. Maybe I should run away with them.
Oh no! We've both been very foolish. I agree. We both lost what was more valuable while fighting over a shadow.
Fighting over small things can make one lose big things. Rusty the rooster woke up with the sun. He had a good night's sleep on a tree branch.
Good morning, everyone. It's time to rise and shine.
Hello, Rusty.
Huh?
Rusty looked down and saw a red fox. He was standing right under the tree.
Oh, it's that greedy fox. I better be careful, or he'll try to eat me, like he's eaten my friends.
Rusty ignored the fox, but the fox called out to Rusty again.
I have come to give you some good news. The lion, the king of our forest, made a new rule last night. He wants us all to follow it now.
Rusty didn't trust the fox too much, but he was still very curious.
What is the Lion King's new rule, Mr. Fox?
The Lion King wants all the animals in the forest to be friends. He wants us all to live like brothers and in peace.
Huh?
Yes. And he wants us to celebrate this rule by going to his den together. He's having a breakfast party for all of us there today. So come down, Rusty. We'll go to the Lion King's den together and have breakfast together there.
Suddenly, some dogs barked in the distance, and the fox was very startled. Well, he was very afraid of dogs, for dogs always chased and troubled him.
Dogs! Oh no!
Rusty noticed how afraid the fox was, and so he used the chance to see if the fox was trying to trick him and eat him.
Mr. Fox, I'm really happy to hear about this new rule. I'd love to join you for breakfast, but let's invite the dogs to join us. They can come with us to the Lion King's den, and we can all have breakfast together.
The fox grew very uncomfortable now.
Are the dogs anywhere nearby, Rusty? Can you see them from your branch?
Rusty couldn't see the dogs anywhere nearby, but he decided to trick the fox in turn.
Yes, they are. In fact, they're coming this way now.
Yikes!
The fox was so scared that he turned around and ran as fast as he could.
Where are you going, Mr. Fox?
No! The dogs will shatter me into pieces.
But you said the Lion King wants all the animals in the forest to be friends, and that he wants us all to live like brothers, also in peace, without troubling each other.
Yes, but I guess the dogs are not aware of this new rule.
Rusty had a good laugh after the fox ran away. He realized that the fox had been tricked easily, and that was because he used to trick everyone else.
Those who trick others, sooner or later, get tricked themselves.
In a jungle, there lived 2 frogs in a pond. They were passing their time playing happily without any worry or complaint. As time passed on, the summer got hotter and hotter. And suddenly, all the water in the pond started to dry up. Sister, the pond has completely dried up. We have to find another source of water if we have to survive. Otherwise, we will lose our lives without water. You are right. Let us start searching for some source of water where we can live. And finally, the pond completely dried up. The frogs had to find another source of water to survive. On their way, the frogs found a well. So they happily jumped to see the well. Look, sister, we found a well with water in it. We can live happily in this well without any problems. Come, let us jump in. Sister, do not hurry. Remember, we had to leave the pond when the water dried up. If we live here, how shall we come out of this well if it dries up? But sister, there is still so much water in this well. I do not think this well will dry up. Come, let us stay in this well and do not worry about the future. Wait, do not act in haste. The pond in which we were staying was much bigger than this well. It had lots of water, but all the water dried up. So let us go in search of another pond rather than staying in this well. I'm sure we will find it. Oh no, now we will have to search further. The disappointed frogs continued their search for a better source of water. They finally found a bigger pond with lots of water in it and happily made the pond their new home. After a few months, oh my God, I have to walk 30 minutes to come here to fetch water, all because the village well is completely dried up. Thank God, sister. There was a lot of meaning and wisdom in whatever you said. Had we jumped into the well, we would have lost our lives by now. Moral: always think before you act. Once upon a time, there lived a beautiful parrot on top of a tall tree. She had 2 little babies that looked exactly similar. Once, when the mother parrot went out looking for food, a hunter climbed up the parrot's nest and seized the chicks. While putting them into his bag, one of them managed to escape, and the hunter took the other home. A hermit who was walking by saw the parrot that managed to fly away and carried him to his ashram. Thus grew up the little chicks, one with the hunter and the other with the holy hermit. One day, a great king was riding through the forest and he happened to see the hunter's house. Suddenly, he heard someone screaming.
Here is the man coming to our house, master. Catch your bow and arrow and kill him quick.
Soon he realized that it was a parrot in the cage. What a nasty bird! He rode away without looking back and came across a hermitage. He stopped there for a drink of water. There, he also saw a parrot in the cage. He thought, "Not another rude and mean parrot." But to his great surprise, the bird began to sing.
Welcome, welcome, O mighty king.
The king was astonished to find a parrot looking similar to the one he saw at the hunter's house, but gentle and kind. He went to the cage and said, "I just saw a parrot looking like you, but mean and nasty."
Was he living with the hunter?
Asked the parrot. Yes, he was," replied the king. With tears dripping down, the parrot said,
He is my beloved brother. Once, when our mother was away, a hunter seized us. I managed to escape, but the hunter took my brother. His master is mean, and his company would have shaped his nature, but my master is different.
Being in good company makes all the difference. Long ago, on the banks of River Yamuna, lived a clever monkey. A crooked crocodile that lived in the river watched the monkey eating juicy fruits. One day, she said to her husband, "That monkey eats juicy fruits from all the trees. I'm
I'm sure his heart will be just as juicy to eat. Can you get me his heart?"
"He lives on the trees and I can't climb," replied the husband.
"Stupid! Why don't you ever do things on your own?"
the crocodile said.
"Now listen to me carefully, for I have a plan."
After the plan was discussed, the crocodile went to the monkey and said, "Hello there. Can you throw me some of those juicy fruits?"
"Here, take these."
The monkey threw some fruits. The crocodile ate the fruits and said, "These are not as sweet as the ones on the other side of the river. I think they are the sweetest."
"Is it so?"
the monkey asked, looking at the other side of the river.
"I would like to go there, but I can neither jump nor swim."
To this, the cunning crocodile replied, "Don't worry about it. I can help you cross the river. Hop on to my back." The monkey was all excited and jumped onto the crocodile's back. When they reached the middle of the river, the crocodile began to swim lower and lower into the water. The worried monkey screamed,
"Why are you swimming so low?"
"My dear friend, I am taking you to my wife. She would like to taste your heart." Immediately, the monkey laughed out loud.
"I have left my heart back home on the tree. If you had told me earlier, I would have gladly given it to you."
The crocodile was confused and agreed to take the monkey back to the tree. As soon as the crocodile came close to the bank, the monkey jumped off the crocodile's back and ran up the tree to safety. Presence of mind pays well.
Once upon a time, there lived a dog in a village. Every morning he visited the backyard of the nearby houses. He thus lived on the eatables thrown out by the villagers. One day, he was unusually lucky enough to find a big bone. The dog became happy and set off for home as fast as he could. On the way, he was crossing a narrow footbridge over a stream. Suddenly, his eyes fell on his own reflection in the water. The image was as clear as that in a mirror. The greedy dog thought that it was another dog in the water and was carrying a bone even bigger than his. His greed made him act in haste. So, in a bid to snatch the bigger bone from the other dog, he sprang at his own reflection in the stream. Of course, the dog found neither another dog nor a bigger bone in the water. Also, he lost his own bone, which fell from his mouth while he dived into the water. Moreover, the greedy dog found himself swimming for life. After much effort, he reached the shore and scrambled out of water. Finally, on reaching the shore, he stood a while, cursing himself for his foolish act, for he would have to search for food all over again. Think before you act.
The Big Lion and the Little Rabbit. Once upon a time, there lived a big lion in the jungle. Every day, he used to kill the animals to satisfy his hunger. One day, all the animals went to the lion to find a solution to this problem. When the lion saw all the animals together, he was very happy.
Today I don't have to take the trouble to hunt.
One of the animals explained to the lion,
"Sir, you are the king of the jungle, and all the other animals are your subjects. If you keep killing all of them, there will be no one to rule over. If you stay at home, each day an animal would surrender itself as food for you."
The lion happily agreed to this offer and warned,
If you fail to send me an animal, I will kill all of you.
Each day an animal was sent to the lion. One day, it was the turn of a little rabbit. He thought of a plan to save himself and all the other animals. The rabbit slowly went to the lion. The lion was furious when he saw a little rabbit. He roared,
Such a small animal for my food. I will kill all of them at once.
The rabbit said in a troubling voice, Sir, 6 of us was sent to you, but alas, 5 were killed and eaten by another big lion. The lion roared in anger and said,
What? Another big lion?
Sir, the other lion has called your majesty a cheat. He challenged you to prove your strength, said the scared rabbit.
Take me to him immediately,
shouted the lion. The rabbit led the lion to a well and told him that his enemy was in there. The lion looked into the well and saw his own reflection. He roared and jumped into the well to attack his enemy. The foolish lion met with his tragic end. Wisdom wins where mind fails. The Cave That Talked. Long, long ago in the dense forest lived a lion, the king of the jungle. The animals in the forest were scared of the king. Once, as he wandered around searching for food, he saw a deep cave. He went inside and found nobody there. He said to himself,
I am sure someone lives here. I will wait till he comes back. I will have a delicious dinner served here.
In the evening, the jackal that lived in the cave came home. He was shocked to see the pug marks of a lion. He thought,
If I go now, I will be putting myself in danger. How do I make sure that the lion is still inside the cave?
The wise jackal thought of a plan. He called out in a loud voice,
Oh, cave!
The lion became happy upon hearing the sound of the jackal, but he kept quiet. The jackal called out again,
Oh, cave! Why are you silent today?
The lion was surprised to hear the jackal calling out to the cave, but he remained silent. The jackal said,
My dear cave, every day you would greet me when I reached home. What happened to you today? If you don't speak, I will go away.
The lion thought,
Oh no, my dinner will slip away if I don't act quickly. The cave is probably scared of me to answer his master. I will answer for him and invite him in.
The lion opened his mouth and roared. Before he could utter any word, the jackal ran away. The jackal thanked himself for saving his dear life by thinking and acting wisely. Think before you act. In a village, there lived a crane in a huge banyan tree. He was lucky enough to have a big pond full of fishes near the same banyan tree, so he used to have a hearty meal without any effort. As he grew old, he started losing his ability to catch the fish. Soon, the crane started starving and became very weak. He realized,
I need to use some tricks for my survival.
The next day, he went to the pond as usual. This time, instead of trying to catch the fish, he stood there with a very sad face. A crab who lived near the pond asked,
Sir, you look very sad today. What happened?
The crane replied,
I heard the villagers are planning to fill the pond. I am worried that all the fishes in this lake would die and I may have to look for another place for food.
The crab immediately told his fish friends about the news. The fish, on hearing the news, got scared and requested the crane to help them. The crane was happy to see his idea worked. he told the fish. "Okay, the only way I can help you is by carrying some of you each day to a nearby pond." The fish were overjoyed to hear this. So every day, the crane came to the pond and picked up some fish in his beak and flew off. Then came the turn of the crab. As usual, the crane picked up the crab on his beak and flew off. After flying for some distance, the crab asked, "Sir, how far is the new pond?" The crane laughed and said, "I'm not a fool to help you." He pointed to a rock covered with fish bones and said, "See, this is where your friends have met with their end, and now it's your turn. Ha 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 ha!" The crab got very angry. He decided to teach the crane a lesson. He pierced the neck of the crane with his sharp arms. The helpless crane, unable to fly, fell to the ground and met with his end. The crab returned to the pond. He told the other fish about how the crane cheated them and told them how he managed to kill the wicked crane. We reap only what we sow.